Hey y'all, me again. So today I'm here with another video, and today it is going to be what curriculum I use for homeschooling. Now, this is a question I get asked all the time by other homeschool moms, because of course this is a question that is going to be asked. It's a question. That's a question. It's a common question. It's a question that you expect from other homeschool moms. It's a question that you expect from just a random person on the street when they find out that you homeschool, because it's interesting, right? So the curriculum I use is a Becca, and let's see. Well, what do I have that has it on? Well, here. This is my teacher curriculum, and there is a Becca. I don't know if it's backwards or not on the screen, on the camera, but yes, a Becca. That's what I use. There's a bunch of different reasons why I use a Becca. One, I like it, right? That's a good reason. I used it when I was a kid. When I was in school, I went to Christian schools and I liked it. It was challenging, but it wasn't overwhelming, if that makes sense. And as a high schooler, I switched to public school, and I missed Christian school. I missed public school was really easy for me, and I was bored, and I was like, oh gosh, I was so bored in public school. So I made the decision then, when I become a mom, I want to homeschool or send my kids to a private school. And then when I actually became a mom, I was like, you know what? No, I really do want to homeschool. And my husband and I decided together that's what we were going to do. So I kind of knew from the beginning that I wanted to use a Becca. And then at that point, I started doing my research into homeschooling with a Becca. And there were so many different options with a Becca. You could do the a Becca Academy, which is accredited or unaccredited, which I really liked. You could do the DVDs, or you could do the parent-led, which I also really liked. So you could do the DVDs where you send in your work for a Becca to grade, or you could do the parent-led, which is what I ended up choosing, where I teach my kids myself without the DVDs. I teach my kids, I grade their work, and I keep everything. So I'm doing the unaccredited version, parent-led. So I grade all of my kids' quizzes and that kind of stuff, and then I keep my records myself. And that's what I chose to do. But a Becca is amazing, and I wrote some things down why I chose to, because there's honestly so many, but I just wrote down a few of the reasons why I like them. That way I don't ramble for like an hour and a half on why I like a Becca. But one, it is a Christian curriculum, and there's so many ways to homeschool. You can choose to do it through the public school system. You can choose a Christian curriculum. You can choose unschooling. It really is up to your family and what is right for you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. For me and my family, we chose a Christian curriculum, and that's what's right for us. It might not be right for you, and that's totally okay. Like I said, it's challenging, but it's not overwhelming. It's organized, which I like. I like to be organized, and I like lists, because if I don't have them, my brain will explode. And I'll show you, I'll just open it up to a random page. It is very organized with how it is. It has all of the lessons, like for here, I opened it up to lesson 62. It has everything written down with how the lesson should go. I use the lessons more of like a guideline. If Milo is having trouble in a certain area, we'll focus more on like on phonics one day. So like he's really good in math. So if he's having trouble in phonics one day, we'll spend the whole day on phonics. And then the next day we'll spend the rest of lesson 62. We'll spend the next day on the rest of that lesson. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. So the next thing is with Abeka, they do, I think it's called this like a spiral method, where they introduce something and then they keep reviewing it. So it's like they review the concept every single day after they introduce it. They keep reviewing it and keep reviewing it every single day. That way it kind of sticks. And I really like how they do that. That way they don't forget. I think that's the spiral method. I don't know. But I really like how they do that. I really like how they approach math and phonics, how they introduce their reading, how they have their flashcards, how they introduce things, and then they keep, like I said, they keep like introducing it, and they don't let you forget it. So every lesson, they make sure that you're doing something. Every day, they have games. So here they have like learning games and phonics games. They have a bunch of different games to play. So every day we have games. We have all kinds of different things, and how they go about, reading, writing, math, everything. It's, I really love how Abeka goes about it. And yeah, there's so many things I love about the curriculum and about how they go about certain things, how they go about reading. So here I have one of the books he's reading. So it's I Do Read book 3. So first they have I Learn to Read book 1, book 2, book 3. And then I Do Read book 1, book 2, book 3. And then I Can Read Well book 1, book 2, book 3, and so on. So they go in stages. Now I tell Milo, because he really likes to play video games and stuff. So I tell him he's leveling up. So like whenever we go to a new book, like from book 1 to book 2 or book 2 to book 3, I tell him he's leveling up, and he gets so excited. So I'll show you some of his books that he has. I bought the K5 student kit and the teacher kit to because I'm doing the parent-led. I didn't buy everything. So I didn't buy the art kit or the Bible book or the like the poetry or the science or the history this year, because he's in kindergarten. I didn't want him to feel like completely overwhelmed, because I do my own art. I paint, I draw, I'm an artist. We do that stuff by ourselves. We do our own Bible devotions and that kind of stuff. We do that stuff on our own. I didn't want to pay for the books for that, to be honest with you. Oh, excuse me. I really like the curriculum. Like I said, if we, for some reason, have an issue with Abeka, I have no problem finding another curriculum. That is something that I told Hector I am perfectly okay with. If for some reason it becomes too expensive, or I don't like their updates, or they change their values, or whatever the case may be, or for example, Claire, when she starts kindergarten this August, let's say Claire has way too much trouble with Abeka, and she's just not getting it. The concepts are not clicking in her head the same way they did with Milo. I would have no problem using ACE, like that curriculum. That's okay with me. If Milo uses Abeka and Claire uses ACE, that's totally fine with me. I'm okay with it, because what works for Milo might not work for Claire. So it's not a one size fits all. That's not how kids work. So if that happens, it happens. Like I said, it's not a, how do I phrase this? Like I said earlier, like what, it's not having a brain fart. Like how if you want to do public school, you do public school. If you want to unschool, you unschool. If you want to use a Christian curriculum, you use a Christian curriculum. It's the same thing per kid. If Milo does well with Abeka, but Claire doesn't, and she does good with ACE, then she'll use ACE, or, you know, whatever other curriculum I find that she uses. I'm not the type of person who can't use a curriculum. Like, I have to use a curriculum because that's how my brain is. I have to have some sort of organization because I will explode. I like to be organized. I like things to be like really well. For example, we're behind my schedule, but after Milo's done with a lesson, I cross it out with a green marker, just so I know that we're done. So that's how I know that I'm organized. And every day I mark it, or I mark down what we've done. That way it's in a log, you know, like a homeschool log. So I write down how much time we've done a day and everything. And if you want a video on that, I can always do that. Let me know down in the comments below if you want like an in-depth what our homeschool day looks like. I can always do that. So let me know down below if you guys would like that. I wouldn't mind like doing a day in the life kind of homeschool day, or what my homeschool organization looks like. It's not really that in-depth, honestly. It's really, really simple. He's in kindergarten, so there's not much to organize, but maybe when he's in like 5th grade, there will be more to organize. But it's just him right now. Claire's not doing anything. She looks at flashcards, and that's it right now. But anyways, I think that's it. That is the curriculum I use. I like it. Yeah, that's kind of it. So sorry I rambled. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments below what you think. What homeschool curriculums do you use? Because I know there are tons out there. I only know of a few. I know of like Bob Jones, AC, Abeka. There's a few others that I cannot think of at the moment, as far as Christian curriculums go. And then I know there's tons of like public school ones through the counties that you can do. And then unschooling, obviously, there's tons and tons of options out there. But let me know down below, what curriculums do you use? If you use any at all, what do you do? Let me know down below, and I hope you have a great day. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you have a great day. Bye, y'all.